Y2, what is up, man? Hope y'all having a smooth Monday. Now, today we're going to be discussing the question, is Dontay London and Dole Dash possibly related? Now, that is obviously a rhetorical question, but just from how these two are moving on YouTube, their actions, there seem to be a lot of similarities in their way of thinking. Now, this is Dole Dash, whom I haven't really watched a lot of her content, but I've seen a few visuals where she's very much an advocate for gig work, and she was kind of like dissing the 9 to 5 in a sense. And I do agree with Dodash. Gig work is very much beneficial compared to a 9 to 5. But the issue with gig work is you have to have a very reliable vehicle. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you do not own a reliable vehicle, you can lease a vehicle, which is what she may have been doing in that situation. But with gig work, you have to have a certain goal you meet regularly if you're leasing a vehicle. So these two creators on YouTube appear to have gotten monetized and were making money on YouTube, and they were having a good time at some point. Dodash was making her money on YouTube, doing gig work, making videos saying you should just focus on gig work and do YouTube, and all of a sudden now she's losing her car, she's getting evicted. So is Dontay London. You know what I'm saying? And Dontay London at some point was making good money on YouTube. He said he was getting good checks. Now he's getting evicted. He's basically has to move in with his mom. And the issue I have with these two YouTubers is, bro, at the end of the day, everybody right now is facing some type of hardship. You get what I'm saying? So I don't understand if they are basically putting out a cry for help currently, or they're just trying to play on people's emotions. The reason I say that is, bro, they literally record things that I wouldn't expect these guys to record. Like Dontay London is recording calling the county. He's recording going to the temp agency. Dash is recording going into the apartment complex. And what is the purpose of doing all of that if you guys at one point was making it seem like you were so rich off of YouTube or having off of YouTube, and now you are coming back on YouTube to kind of do the opposite and beg people on YouTube. And in Dontay London's situation, he said he doesn't want people to send him Cash App. So what is the purpose of you recording every single action going on right now? Bro, I've literally faced eviction, bro. I literally just faced eviction. I had to live in the storage at some point, fam. There's no purpose of me recording all of that if I'm not crying for help, I'm not asking if people to help me. There's no purpose of me recording all of that. Now I can give simple details on what I'm going through, but I don't need to record all of that situation, bro. And currently I feel like that's like the play on YouTube. The play on YouTube is like you got to have a sob story in order to kind of like blow up in a sense. And that's the method that Dash and Dontay London is doing, because currently right now there's more than one person facing eviction right now. My stepsister is living in a hotel right now. This is a true story. She just got evicted. Besides her, there's a lot of people currently going through eviction right now. There's a lot of people losing their cars right now. And the reason I say the play on YouTube has to be somewhat of a sob story. This is VarB333. I've watched one video from VarB333, and prior to me watching that video from on the VarB33 channel, he went viral, bro. Now, personally, I don't know VarB333, but he was living in a storage unit. He was someone who was addicted to substance. The one video that I watched was how I started smoking crack. If you look at the amount of views on that video, it's literally insane, bro. And the video before that is I'm 26 living in the storage unit. So people on YouTube, obviously, bro, they obviously want to see you struggling. They obviously want to hear a sob story. And in Dontay's London and Dash situation is not really the same, because at some point they was living lavish on YT, bruh. They was having. VarB was never on here having like that. This was a new YouTuber, bro. Ain't even had that many subs until that video hit 200,000 views. When I saw it, it was not at 200,000 views. So I don't understand if this is the method that Dontay London and Varby, not Varby, but Dodash are executing right now. But they got that's what had me thinking they gotta be related, bro. They have very similar ways of thinking, and there's no purpose of document anything, man. But y'all let me know what y'all